Hi, guys. This is Dr. Stacy Rose with you at the Divorced Women Dating Podcast. And so excited for episode 2 of my podcast, where we will address the 6 stages of dating readiness. Each one builds on the other one. They are all important. I will also share with you a readiness quiz that I have for free and let you know how you can access that. And this episode also will offer a journal prompt for you at the end of the episode. So stay tuned and find out where you are in the stages of dating readiness. How do you know when you're ready to date? What do you even need to get ready to date? What does it even mean to be ready to date? So today we're going to talk about 6 stages of dating readiness post-divorce. And each of them are really important pieces of the puzzle. So I hope you'll stay and listen right through the end, because without each step, it's kind of like, well, I know how to put the car in drive, but I don't know how to put it in reverse. That could be a problem. So we'll laugh along the way and maybe take some notes. So get comfy, grab your cup of tea, wine, coffee, your journal, and we'll also have a journal prompt at the end too. So we're going to start with the 6 steps. The first one is really, it's about grieving. Is grieving the end of your divorce. So many people think, well, you know what? My marriage has been over for years. I mean, he's been living in another place. He's been living in the basement or in the guest room or on the couch. And what do I need to grieve? I'm too angry. I'm too upset. I'm too focused on the kids. There's no grieving in this. What really needs to even happen? But the truth is, any marriage, whether you were married for 6 months or 60 years, when it ends, there is a grieving process. It's very much like a death. Different and similar all at the same time. And we can get into that too as we continue to work together over time. So it's important to address all the emotions that you feel. The anger, the sadness, the loneliness. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how quiet a house can be, right? If your kids are busy or out and your spouse is not there anymore, all of a sudden, what do you do with this quiet solitude? I know a lot of women, can't handle the quiet. Some people will put on the TV just to have background noise. Some people get a dog or 2 or more than that, or a cat. Some of us find all kinds of distractions, and to really be able to sit with the feelings, the sadness, the anger, the loneliness, it's important because there's no real way around it, no matter how much we might try to distract ourselves. Maybe I'll have a couple of drinks. Maybe I'll work out at the gym 8 hours a day. There are so many different ways to distract ourselves. And I think it takes incredible courage, A, to get a divorce, and B, to allow yourself, give yourself the permission to feel all the feelings that go through it. If we don't, it really will only lead to us continuing to carry the pain with us into the next relationship and possibly repeat old patterns. So that's the first one. The first one is really allowing yourself the time and the space to grieve. Sometimes people think, well, it's been a week. I'm fine. I'm just going to jump online and on the dating apps, and it probably will take longer than that. And you also might not like this, but I do recommend that you really give yourself a significant amount of time post-legal divorce before you start dating. A lot of people start a new relationship when their marriage is not over, even if they say, parentheses, well, it's been over for years. Yes, and the truth is there's something about the finality of the actual legal divorce, the rubber stamp, if you will, on the paperwork, that we can have a reaction to, or a number of reactions or responses to. So it's kind of like saying, somebody's been terminally ill for a while, but when they finally die, the finality of it is different than the anticipation of it. The second one is really achieving emotional clarity. So what does that mean? It means understanding, why did your marriage end? And you might say, well, Stacy, I know exactly why it ended. He or she was wrong because of all these different reasons. I want you to look at yourself and your own role in why your marriage ended, because it takes two to tango. It really does. You know, even if your ex's behavior was louder, bigger, worse, stronger than yours, you contributed on some level. And you might have a reaction to that. This is not about blame. I'm not blaming you, and I'm not encouraging you to blame your ex. What I'm encouraging you to do is to just look at your contribution and learn from it. Because again, you will be in other relationships, and it would be such a shame to bring unresolved stuff from your first marriage into your second marriage or second relationship. I've seen many second marriages end a lot quicker than first. The divorce rate is actually higher for second marriages than it is for first. There are so many different things, patterns, habits, idiosyncrasies that we have throughout our lives. Nobody's perfect. And to be aware of them is incredibly and profoundly helpful. So again, you have as much clarity as possible going into your next relationship. So the first one, again, was grief. The second stage is getting real emotional clarity. And the third one is self-awareness and rediscovery. You know, when we get into a role of wife, maybe a role of mother, it's very easy to be defined that way. Have you ever, for example, had people come up to you and say, "Oh, you're so-and-so's mom," right. "Oh, you're so-and-so's wife." It's like, no, I'm Stacy. Like, I've got my own identity. And becoming a divorced woman invites us to really build on that identity, to expand, to enhance who we once were. You are not just somebody's daughter, mother, sister, friend, wife. Who are you, and who do you want to be as an individual? It's critically important that we allow ourselves the time to explore, because I ask many clients on a regular basis, well, who are you? I don't know. What would make you happy? I don't know. It's okay not to know. But what's not okay is not giving yourself the chance to figure it out. You know, I'll share with you that in the years since I've been divorced, I tried lots of different things. I took courses online. I took courses in person pre-pandemic that I thought would help me grow and maybe meet some other people. And each one of the things I tried helped me to learn a little bit more about who I am and what I want and what I don't want. For example, I tried ballroom dancing lessons once, and I did it for a few months. And I was actually a ballet dancer as a kid. So one would think, no problem, Stace, this is right up your alley. The amount of turns in ballroom dancing, my hat goes off to all you ballroom dancers, made me so dizzy. I would walk away from my lessons literally spinning. And I realized this was not for me. I ended up, hanging out with women who were twice my age, and they were lovely, but this was not where I wanted to be spending my time and energy. And then I went on to take a free singing lesson at a local music school. And when I took this free 15-minute singing lesson and the teacher started playing the piano, I had not sang ever a note in my life. Something came alive in me. Something got just lit up, and I knew I want to keep doing this. I don't know what it was, but I want you to find the thing that lights you up. And it's okay if you don't know. And it's okay if you trial and error, try this and that didn't work, and try that and that didn't work. Try and try and try until you find something that lights up your soul, because life is too short. It's really too short to go through this one short little life that we have not being lit up inside, not being passionate about something, and really fully stepping in. So part of this third stage, this self-awareness and rediscovering who you are, is finding things that bring you joy, finding things that bring you peace. And it's not another person that's going to bring you joy or peace, but it's maybe an experience. Maybe you want to learn about other religions or other cultures, or maybe you want to travel. There's so much out there in this world. It's a shame not to live as fully as you can and want to. The fourth stage is really knowing what you want. And how are you going to know what you want unless you date? Little trial and error here. So it's kind of like shopping. For those of you who are shoppers, I know I like to shop. Did you ever go into a store and you don't really know what you're looking for? Maybe you're just browsing. And the same can be true at the beginning of dating. As a matter of fact, if at the end of this episode you want to go to my website, which is staceyRose.com, STACEYROSE.com, you can sign up for my e-newsletter and I will send you a free quiz on dating readiness. And the metaphor I use in the quiz is about shopping. So sometimes we're just browsing. The salesperson comes up to us and asks, so do you know what you're looking for? And you might say, no, thanks, I'm just browsing. Because you truly have no idea what you're looking for. You're looking for somebody to make you laugh. You're looking for companionship. You're looking for intimacy. All of the above, none of the above. Sometimes we just need to see what's out there before we get a better sense as to who we are, what we want, what we're looking for. So browsing, and getting clear about, you see maybe different things on the rack in the store and you think, no, I don't like that. No, that's not for me. Somebody who has, 12 children. Nope, I don't want to date somebody with 12 children, or maybe you don't want to date somebody with children at all. Or maybe you're a cat person and you don't want to date somebody who's allergic to cats because you have 4 cats at home. So gaining clarity about what you want and what you don't want. And by the way, to know what you want, sometimes we have to start with what we don't want. This will help you in your dating journey. When you do see something, by the way, that you might want to buy in the store. And by the way, you might ask yourself, where am I shopping? Am I in an upscale store like a Bloomingdale's or a Saks Fifth Avenue? Or am I in a consignment shop or somewhere in between? Am I at a flea market? Can I bargain and negotiate? There's so many different ways to shop, right? And the truth is, in life, we're all shopping for something. We're all looking for something. But when you do find that which you're looking for, or that which is at least a little intriguing, that person got my attention. Ask yourself, am I willing to make a small investment, a medium-sized investment, or maybe a large investment? And what does that mean? I don't mean financially. I mean energetically. I mean with your time, your attention. How much time do you really have, by the way, to date? Some people think, okay, I'm going to date, but you work 3 jobs, your kids are under the age of 13 and you just don't have the time. So you've got to be really available, time-wise and emotionally. So knowing where you're at in this process really does help. Then we move to the 5th step, which is taking things slowly and trusting your gut. This expression, trust your gut, trust your gut. Well, I trusted my gut with my ex and I am divorced now. This doesn't mean that was the wrong decision. What it means is that I believe that at the time that we make decisions, they are the right decisions for that particular time. Given the information we have, given the emotional maturity we have, we can't make a decision without, we can only decide what we think is best for us at the particular time with the particular information we have. So give yourself a break. If you're beating yourself up for having, made a mistake with your ex. And I really think that a very important part of this dating post-divorce journey is really being clear about taking it slowly and checking it out. Like, you want to kind of strengthen your emotional gut, your emotional instincts, like it's a muscle. You want to really strengthen it so you can trust it more and more. If you can't trust yourself, who can you trust? I mean, there are people that are trustworthy in life, and there are people who are not. But be one of the people that you can turn to, like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling excited about meeting this person, or I'm a little nervous because this person told me they've been married, 5 times and they've cheated every time. That might be a little bit of a red flag. And we will talk a lot about red flags and green flags and yellow flags as we go along too, because it's important to notice that can actually give you a guide. It's like driving, right? You're going to step on the gas. Nope, I'm going to start to pump the brake here. I'm going to slow it down. I am telling you guys, slow and steady wins the race every time. So one of the common recommendations is to wait at least 6 months to, you might think this is a long time, but to a year and a half, 6 to 18 months post-legal divorce before you really start getting yourself out there. You've given yourself and your children, if you have kids, a time to settle into your new home, into your new life. Maybe if you've been struggling with an addiction, you're getting sober or getting yourself emotionally, again, ready and healthy before you even enter the pool of dating opportunities or dating options. And certainly before committing to a serious relationship, give yourself the time to do the work. And the last stage, the first one again was grieving the end of your divorce. The second one was achieving emotional clarity. The third one, self-awareness and rediscovery. The fourth, knowing what you want and who you are. The fifth, taking things slowly, trusting your gut instinct. And the last one is building connection with integrity. What does that mean? It means being honest with the person that you're sitting at the restaurant with, or sitting at the coffee house with, or a bar with, wherever your first date is, or bungee jumping, wherever your first date might be. But being really honest with that person about what it is you're looking for. You might say, this is my first date out of the gate and I am not ready for any kind of a commitment. I'm looking for companionship. That's okay. What's not okay is to be saying one thing on the outside and knowing you mean something different on the inside. That's not being honest with the person who's sitting in front of you. Remember, everybody has a story. Everybody's, fighting some battle that you may not be aware of. And to mislead somebody it's just not good karma. It's just not. So you want to be clear about establishing healthy boundaries, letting people know, hey, listen, if you're looking for sex, I'm not ready for that. You can be really honest and clear. And then stick to honoring your boundaries, because it's hurtful enough and hard enough, I think, to be betrayed by somebody else. But gosh, if you betray yourself, that's so much tougher to live with. And the good news is that it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be where you betray yourself. So honoring your values and not having sex too soon, not making a commitment too soon, not drinking more than you want to drink if you're out and you're a drinker, but really living your life with real integrity and intention, respect. And if you respect yourself, and you can give the person in front of you respect also, and truth, just standing in your truth, it really helps to create a relationship that is going to have a strong, solid foundation, no doubt. And the last thing that I want to leave you with is a journal prompt. If you're somebody who's open to journaling, I'm a huge fan of it. I think it can be really beneficial. And so out of the 6 stages, again, grief, emotional clarity, self-awareness and rediscovery, knowing what you want and what you don't want, taking things slowly and trusting your gut, and then building connection with integrity, I would invite you to write in your journal about which stage you think you're in right now and what you might need to best support you in this particular stage. I need to spend time with friends. I need to exercise more. I need to pray more, meditate more. What is it that you think you need that would really help you get through this particular stage? No rush, no deadline, but the writing in and of itself might help. So it's great being with you again. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, stay curious, stay courageous, and stay open. Thanks for hanging out with me on Divorced Women Dating. Dating after divorce is definitely an adventure, and honestly, it is way more fun when we do it together. Hit subscribe so you don't miss a single moment of the helpful, hopeful, or just really relatable episodes. See you soon.